One of the fastest way of analyzing data is through interactive dashboards. These help you run through so many permutations without writing any complex formulas. Once you identify a few areas of interest, then you can investigate them in detail. Interactive dashboards are also a very nice way to present your data as they are visually appealing and very easy to understand. Let's take a look at how to create a simple interactive dashboard. What we will look at today is only a beginner version. You can always add as many elements as you want based on the complexity of your data. The data that we have is sales of different products across different regions via different channels. Let's create a simple pivot table that shows total units sold for each product. Steps for that are very simple. Select the entire data, go to Insert menu and click on Pivot Table. Press OK. We will bring product to rows and units sold to values. And as you can see, we have the total units sold for all the products. I'm now going to copy this pivot table and paste it alongside. Now, instead of the second pivot table displaying the same information, we can let it display information on channels. I will create one more copy and display the region data in this pivot table. We have 3 pivot tables ready. Now we will give meaningful names to these tables. The benefit of renaming the pivot tables will be visible after a little while. For now, I don't want you to worry about the use, but just focus on how simple it is to rename a pivot table. Click on a pivot table, go to Pivot Table Analyze, and on the left side you will see a name. Currently is Pivot Table 1. Let's rename it to PT Products. Let's call the next one as PT Channel. And the final table as PT Region. PT is short for pivot tables. This helps in identifying the pivot tables easily. We have done the first step in creating a dashboard. I will select the PT Products table and go to Insert and click on a chart type. I'll do some quick formatting. Let's add charts for the other 2 pivot tables. Now that we have the charts, let's move to the third step. The third step is to add slicers. Select the PT Products table and go to Pivot Table Analyze. Click on Insert Slicer. Select Products. OK. Now we will bring the product slicer here. Let's format it a little. Select the slicer and go to the slicer menu. We can change the colors here. I'm going to change the columns to 2 and resize the slicer a bit. Now if we click on the slicer, both the pivot table and pivot charts move. Now similarly, I will add slicers to the other tables and do some formatting. Now when we click on different slicers, we see that only the pivot table related to them and chart related to them move. But what we would ideally like is all of them to work in a connected manner. Doing that is very easy. Let's select the first slicer. Go to slicer menu and click on report connections. As you can see, this slicer is only connected to PT products. It is not connected to PT channel and PT region. We have only 3 pivot tables in the file, so it is easy to see that. If a file has more pivot tables, then it becomes difficult to identify which pivot table is a particular slicer connected to. This is the reason we had renamed the pivot tables earlier. Now, all we need to do is connect it to the other 2 pivot tables. And it is as simple as clicking these checkboxes. Press OK. Now, as I click on this slicer, the other 2 tables and charts also move. Let's connect the other 2 slicers with the other 2 pivot tables as well. Now, as we click through various products, channels or regions, we see changes in the entire dashboard. So as you can see, creating a simple dashboard takes only a few minutes. However, the information that you get out of it is tremendous. With more complicated data, you can always make more detailed dashboards. Hope you found this video useful and it has given you the confidence to make a simple dashboard next time you have an important meeting. If you like our content, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching and until next time.